Hello everyone, welcome back to Day One Dev. Today we're going to talk about data pipelines in ML. So let's begin with our curious question. Let's assume if you have an best ML model, machine learning model, and it's little messy and it has an incomplete data, will it still proceed? I want you to think. We're going to talk about this in maybe mid of a session. All right. So let's start with our first question. What is a data pipeline? So data pipeline is an automated process to collect raw data, clean data, and transform it and prepare it for a machine learning model. All right. So let's assume a factory line of data. All right. So I'll put some factory icon, something like this. Now from here, we are collecting raw materials, right? Let's say raw materials. From here now we have to collect when you take a example, you get some kind of vegetables, tomatoes to a factory, and a lot of tomatoes will have some dust, soil, sand, all the stuff. Now from here we're going to clean them with the water. Maybe you can solve that water. Then from there we're going to if you have to create a charm, what we might be doing is that we are going to transform to either peel the skin or just remove unnecessary or damaged tomatoes from pot. Then from here, we're gonna prepare a chop. So you can, because we are focused on ML, so this is where we are giving data to a model, right? So that's how it's gonna be. So I hope you are able to visualize how this entire factory of a model or assembly line is going to work within a cleaning of data. All right. So let's move on to our next point. Why data pipeline matters in ML, right? So let's start with a scenario where you can see a quality in and quality out. So maybe you can put it in application guys, garbage in, garbage out. So as a area we call it, and save a time and cost because every process, every time you're not going to do this stuff, and allows the scalability. You do all this transformation, what are we talked about, do it in earlier phase. Now, it also helps you to enable reproducibility or consistency of your experiments and also improves your model accuracy. So the well-prepared data means smarter predictions. Right? So there are various stages in ML pipeline or data pipeline. So one of the first stage, we start with a data ingestion, where you collect from your sources like APIs and data. I'll show you, I think we did discuss one of our earlier video where I'll also bring in the diagram at the end of the stage, so you can see that. And also we do a data validation where you check the data quality and missing or some wrong values, which also we discussed in one of our previous video. We talked about a mean and median when you do not have a data missing data in your data set. And also we do a data cleaning, which is fixing or removing a bad data. And also we do a feature engineering, which is creating a meaningful features out of your data. And we also going to do a data splitting, which is a training test split. If you have a pretty huge data set, one of our previous video where we talked about a 70K of MINS data, we have it. And within that, we did 60 for a training, 60K for a training data. Just I'll put a TD. And we used 10K for validation data, right? So we also did that. And data storage, which is saves clean your data, and also you can use it in a cloud or your local, depends on how big the data is. So these are the various stages we're going to do it. And the final takeaway I want to just call out from this, what we talked about here is, without a strong data pipeline and even the most powerful machine language models will fail. So the base or the core foundation is a really data pipeline. And based on that, you can do a lot of magics with your machine learning predictions or analysis, insights. There are a lot of things you can do it. And building a reliable data pipeline is the real secret weapon for entire machine learning success. I'll just call it uh, machine learning, insights, and all the stuff. So as I called out here, example, is that Netflix is one of our best example. I can see that most of the people might be seeing it, or if you are not a Netflix user, maybe you can visualize any movie, online movie streaming platform. They after you watch a certain movie, and it always gives you uh, prediction of your next movie, what to watch, and all the stuff. And this is only possible because of a real-time data pipeline and with machine learning. All right. And as I stated, I'm going to show you the our previous diagram. Just give me a minute and I'll come back. As I stated, this is a diagram which we talked on of our previous system, where you can see all this source system as the data pipeline. You can see this. We talked about a ETL or ELT, and we also talked about. So most of the pipeline stuff happens in your all these data systems, where various frameworks we use it, like data mesh, data lake, data lake formations, data marts. All this can be happen with one of this SQL data, NoSQL data. You're getting a file, streamings, and external APIs. All this is you tune it other and keep your data here. And when you're passing this to model, where we do an feature engineering or feature store, we call it, where we keep the data here. So all this is important for your machine learning. Right. Hope you got something new today, and we're going to talk about more scenarios in our next meeting. And meanwhile, please subscribe to Dev and Dev.